think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Ladies and Gentiles, it is I, Jack Thunderlipss, Heroes of Fantasy. I am here to give you the Recaparoo you so desperately need. I know it's week 3, I'm sorry, I overslept, there's been a hot off season, but I assure you I have just a thing to chill you out later. But for now, let's get into the recap of the week 3 nonsensory and catch you up on just who is in the hootenanny and just who is in the poopin' daddies. I don't I don't know. Anywho, we're going to take a looky-loo with our first matchup being between Tyree, Dean, I'll still name this team later, and Danny Boy, don't call it a comeback. Still calling it a comeback, trying to. But dropping this one to Tyree, dropping him to 2-1, raising Tyree to 2-1, 100.1 to 93.7. And in case you missed it this year, I'll catch you up with some of the hotness. Danny Boy lacking at QB, switching from Jimmy Winston to Jared Goff. Not exactly playing dividends here. But you see Tyree, a little solid debut. Zeke had to eat on Monday night to get him the dub, but he got it done. So disappointing performances, but overall, got it across the finish line, and you hate to see it. Cordell Patterson sitting on the bench with a 21.8. Could have got Danny Boy the dub, but hey, you don't always play the right dudes, and that's the way the cookie crumbles as he falls to 2-1. Moving right along, we've got the Don't Drink and Draft Adrian Cautionary Tale team against Hasta La Vista Baby Zachary Dawson. And this was a tough one where Adrian scored 109.7 to get his first dub of the year against what was a 1-1 Zach team who now drops to 1-2 after a disappointing 77.9 point day. This week is a tale of getting pooped on, folks. So a gap in almost all these matchups. The only close one was actually that first one. So just sit back and enjoy the massacre here. Don't drink and draft 19 from the Eagles D. You gotta love it. And even though he's got like almost a gooser from Nicole Hardman, he's got some points from tippity top to biddity bottom to getting it done. You know, Zach, overall, not too shabby, but just didn't have anyone pop off. Played the injured Justin Herbert, who slacked a little bit. But boy, did his bench pop off, folks. So I didn't do any math here, but I'm pretty sure Zach could have won had he played all the dudes from his bench in an illogical potential fashion. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Adrian trying to pick up that first dub, and he did, as we roll on to another one. The brotherly battle of the Civil War as Ricky G puts down his brother, the professor, 90.6 to 79.8. It ended up being a close score in the end, folks. But hey, Mr. Professor, a tough week, only scoring 79. Just can't quite get it done. A couple of letdowns in there. Kirk Cousins trying to will it across the finish line, but just can't quite get it done with his 18. Honestly, Ricky G, not exactly setting the world on fire either. Had Sterling Shepard get him 7 before he tore his ACL at the end of the game, and that's all she wrote. The real gem here, Khalil Herbert, going into the game and scoring 29. What does it even mean? I don't know. Maybe he's actually good. Anywho, the Civil War ends with the little bro going down, dropping him to 1-2. Ricky G going to 2-1. We'll see if that blood will boil more later. Now, we go to a hot one. 2-0 teams clashed as C Jizzle took on J Sizzle in a rematch of the championship last year. And this time it went different because CJ said, "You have no chance in hell, home improvement," as he puts up the dub, 109.8 to 88.6. C Jizzle going to 3 and big goose. Thanks to Lamar Jackson showing that he's the stud this week, boys, scoring 39.4. That hot sauce everywhere that you like to see. And you know, the very game, big guns of Mr. J Sizzle, Derek Henry and Josh Allen did what they could, but hey, J-Sex had some guys dropping the ball. And frankly, again, dudes on the bench. Tyler Boyd dropping 18. But you got to do what you got to do. You're playing your dudes. You're feeling the flow. You're not omnipotent. I can't even say that word. And losing David Montgomery early in the game, honestly, probably the difference here in this match up, folks. Now, moving right along to a big game the other way, as two 0-2s faced off, as Matthew J. Segovia and Freddie continue their woes from last year. Los Muchachos, however, just couldn't step up as Let's Ride Matt Segovia gets the dub 110-89. Folks, a heartbreaker for Freddie, trying to claw his way and get that first big dub. He saw CeeDee Lamb come back and do some Van damage, so you gotta like that. But Matt Segovia on the back of some solid running back performances, and Derek Carr put a little extra eyeliner. But the real icing on that cake is the Denver Broncos defense, in probably the shittiest football game I've ever seen, did get Matt the win on Monday night, folks. Besides that, just like before, Russell Gage going off on one bench, Amari Cooper going off on the other, and Jamal, my God, Williams at 23 points. I don't know what's going on, but benches are popping off left and right, folks. So dig deep when you're second-guessing who to put in or not. Speaking of who to put in or not, maybe someone should help L. Obi-Wan Mahomey. Mr. 0-2 going into against a 2-0, and sure enough, well, let's just say Stephen Naramore more than doubled L's score. Stephen Naramore would have taken a shit on anyone's chest this week, scoring a ridiculous 151. But yet he played against a guy who put up 62. How does this happen, folks? It's almost like we moved the matchups around to create a ridiculous mismatch. Believe it or not, we didn't. Al scoring a season-low 62. Steven scoring a season-high 151. What are the odds they match up? I hate it. But anyway, Al's team barely having a pulse this week. A lot of bad performances from some decent names here, honestly. And meanwhile, on the Stevens side, well, the rich get richer here as, you got Mark Andrews flying high, Marquise Brown still lighting it up for AZ, Saquon Barkley playing like it's 2020, 2008. I don't know the last time he was good. Jalen Hurts so good still. Just Barkley and Hurts alone could have maybe beaten Al's team. All right, maybe they need another dude. But just Al couldn't buy a bucket here. Stevens' team popping up from top to bottom, and has Chase Edmonds with 15 on the bench, and has another quarterback on his, but Kyler Murray only scored 13, honestly. But hey, Al had like one dude scoring 12. It's not pretty here, folks. Either way, a tough go of it. Good job, Steven. Way to assert your dominance. Dick likes in certain things, and I love when you insert your dominance here. Now, with that being said, we're going to take a look at the little standaroos here, folks, real quick. You've gleaned it probably from those recaps I just did, but standing tall at the tippity top of the mountain is Stephen Naramore at 3-0. Right behind him, also 3-0, is in fact C. Jizzle. However, obviously Stephen with that tiebreaker since he scored ridiculously. Sitting at 2-1, we've got you got Ricky G, you've got Danny Boy, you got Jay Sizzle, you got Tyree Dean, and then we have a glut of 1-2s, and then you have Los Muchachos Freddy and Al Jose Obi-Wan Mahomey 0-3. You hate to see it, you really do. Again, the highest scoring team pulling away from the pack is Stephen Naramore. CJ not far behind, actually. And the points against already, you're seeing that a trend here. The teams doing well obviously aren't getting scored on, and those teams at the bottom there, Obi-Wan Mahomey is indeed getting blown up. But Zach has 403.8 scored on him, the most in the league, but somehow did get a dub. So believe it or not, folks, there's always hope. Anywho, with that being said, I just want to remind you all to get your dues paid over to the Professorito. And without further ado, I'd like to remind you all to trade with a good friend of mine. And the reason I'm late, because I had to go to the Antarctic to find someone cool enough to explain to all of you just how important training might be. So good luck. Chili, take it away. It's your boy, the CHILLY, the Chili. That's right, baby. I'm here to remind y'all that is only the third week of the NFL season. It's come and gone. That's only 3 weeks, folks. Plenty of time left. No need to panic. Unless you're 0-3. Oh, 1-2, that ain't great. Maybe you should pull up a trade. It's never too soon to trade. You don't gotta panic if you just gotta trade, remember. That ain't no thing. Unless you're 0-3 like Al, then you should panic. But he's got Patrick Mahomes. He's got C-Mac. It's time to panic. Listen, Alfredo, I don't know what's wrong with you, brother. You need to turn it around. Turn it all around town, because let me tell you something. You're too hot to handle and too cold to hold, and Chili knows something about being too cool, brother. And just like my eyestat's so nice, your team is not. So if my middle name wasn't Jesus, am I good looking, baby? I would say you're doing fine, but hey, it's time to pull off a trade, brother. Hey, so besides those 0-3s, not looking so nice, Chili loves it when it's ice cold, baby, just like some of those 3-0s. Steven Naramore, beautiful start to the year. Look at you. Look at you and see Jizzle. Fresh off. That top performance last year hasn't lost a sizep. But hey, it's always coolest at the top of the mountain. But you know what's not? Coming on down. So be careful, keep your footing, wheel and deal, and keep it in the Frigidaire. As the Chili one keeps an eye on all you. And that's a cold hard fact, baby. Stay frosty.